morning.
Morning.
It's, I don't know, I'm not sure what time it is.
It's a little after 8.
We got a little bit of a later start this morning, but we got our coffee and we're just figuring out what the plan is for the day.
Yeah, so we ended up, last night we stopped with all the full pieces of rebar, so now we just need to plan out the actual layout so that we have the exact same amount of rebar on both sides and all that cool stuff, and then cut our pieces, do our final little bends, and get our board in, because we're going to break the pour up into 3 sections. So we're going to put a board at 10 foot because our pad is 30 by 40, so we're going to break it up into 3 10-foot wide pieces. So we're going to have to get a board from end to end at 10 foot, and then we'll figure out how we're going to do that with the rebar. That's going to be the tricky part, to get the rebar to be elevated off the bottom of the pad, you know, so it's in the center, and then also have the board in the way. So we're gonna have to figure that out. So we got our work cut ahead of us for today. But Ryder's having a blast. He's running around. He already ran through the whole pad, poked holes in the plastic.
Poked some holes in the vapor barrier, but so, you know.
That is what it is. But yeah, it started out a beautiful morning, but it's getting cloudy again.
Yeah.
Like always, so.
Which isn't really great for our solar.
No, but it's a good
I mean,
thing.
we are completely off grid right now. Like, we have our, you know, no water and no electricity. So we rely on the rain and we rely on the sun.
Which are two opposite things, so.
Yeah.
There's no sun when it's raining, so. And there's no rain when it's sun. Yeah, sometimes.
All right.
Cool, we'll get going. Just a little bit off.
Ryder, what you doing? Come here. Oh, good boy. Come.
So the pad's 5, so 2.5. Those are 2 1/4. It's going to come up a little bit. So do we want to go 2 1/4 up? All right, so the way we're figuring out how to do this board at 10 foot is the tricky part. And we have these chairs that are going to hold up our rebar, so they're in the center of our pad. And so what we're doing is measuring off the bottom of this to find the center of this rebar, which is 2 3/8. So off the bottom of this board, we're going to measure 2 3/8. So here's our board, and so our pad's going to be about 5 inches thick, a little bit less or a little bit more for this part. We'll just push it down. So I'm just going to measure up from the bottom 2 3/8, and then that will be where we'll drill a hole for our rebar every 18 inches for this board. Pad's looking good. We're almost done with the 10-foot wide board, so we can break our pour up. Right now we're just drilling some holes in this board.
And I'm epically failing.
Let's cut that part out. Let's redo.
No, it's fine. I should never be in charge of power tools. All right, so we got our boards down that are going to separate our sections into the 10-foot section. So we're just doing one for now. We'll just move it over for our next section when we're ready to pour that one. And right now Levi is tying the rebar and putting the rebar chairs in. We had our inspection, and it passed. They were just making sure that we had the correct rebar in there and that it was set up properly. And probably gonna have to run to the hardware store. We don't think we have enough of the rebar ties, but we will see as we go. Is that too tall? I guess it's not if you push it back, huh?
Yeah. All right, we got it all set. We're ready. Everything looks good. All the rebars tied and reinforced and as good as a carpenter can do it, I guess. I'm not a big concrete guy, but I'm super proud of this. Should be really strong, and we'll see if our invention here to break up our pad will work. And we won't fight that board the whole way trying to peel it off to do our next section. So we're going to do the next 10-foot section here, and then we'll do our last 10-foot section here. So we're just waiting on the concrete truck call tomorrow, and then we're gonna be pouring concrete. Well, I had to figure out how to fill this thickened edge extension here of the form board, and so I just came up with that. Should hold concrete pretty well.
Good morning.
Morning.
Today is concrete day.
Good day.
I'm not gonna lie, I had nightmares all night long about this, so I'm so nervous. I do not know what I'm doing, but I'm up for this challenge.
It's been a long time since I poured concrete as well, so this might go smooth and this might be a circus, so who knows. But we are as ready as we're ever going to be. We have a couple extra bags of concrete for each sonotube, so I'm just a little bit worried that we're going to run short on mud. So it figures to be 9 yards, so we're getting 10 yards, so we should have plenty, but I'm just a little bit worried. So we bought 8 bags of concrete. We're going to throw a couple in the sonotube before the truck gets here, just to be on the safe side.
Which they're supposed to be here in about 30 minutes. So
yeah, we have about 30 minutes. We're ready though. We have everything set. He can get here right now. We'd be ready. So
now I don't know how good my my footage is going to be of this pour, because it's just Levi and I doing this, and I won't be like able to
we'll try.
deal with the camera, but I will do my best and try to capture as much of this process as possible.
Yeah.
But
it's gonna be a beautiful day. So
it is. It's cold now. It's about 46, but it's supposed to be in the 60s today and sunny, so we're looking forward to that. But we're gonna get started.
Right. Well, of course, concrete truck's running late. They just called, said it'd be 20 minutes, so we're ready to go. It's warming up quick out here. Put some sunscreen on so my head doesn't burn, and then Tanya's putting her hair up, and we're just stretching and getting ready to do this. So wish us luck.
in. We'll go really slow.
Yeah.
Right?
All right, we got it poured. Took us all of about 40 minutes. I hit it one time with the bow float, so now we're just waiting to jump on with the steel trowels and get it all nice and smooth. We have these made for the corners of our connex to get embedded into the concrete. As far as right, guys, we are done.
Well,
Kind of. With one pour.
With the first pour.
Yeah.
So because we're going to put the shipping containers here, we weren't so worried about the center looking perfect. We made sure the edges looked pretty good, and then obviously when we do the center pour, which is not going to have anything on top of it, we're going to make sure it looks real nice, because that's what everyone's going to see. And then again with the last pour, there's going to be a shipping container on it. So
basically 2 feet of this pad is exposed from inside the shop. The other parts of it's going to be covered up. So we weren't too particular, but we're super happy with how well it turned out.
Yeah,
it looks beautiful. We'll cut some relief lines in it, and but that'll be once the other 2 pours are done.
And it's 1:30 now, so we've been up since about 5 o'clock this morning.
Yep.
And I'm ready to relax.
Yeah.
All right, it's the next day. We are gonna try to pull these form boards off. We have no idea how this is gonna go. Concrete, when it dries, naturally shrinks. So in theory, it's supposed to pull away from the board a little bit. So we shall see. But I'm just gonna tap it with the hammer. Loosen it up a little. Going to be slow going because of all the rebar, so let's keep at it.
All right, we got the first 2 boards that we use to separate our pours into the 10-foot sections. So first 2 boards off, and we're going to do the last one right now.
Through this spillage on Tanya's side. You're doing big things.
Huh?
Yeah, do that probably up just a little. There on that end is
A little high there.
yeah.
Still too high.
One rock. Too far.
All right, last one's out. We gotta do it all over again tomorrow. All right, so second pour is happening today. It's again about 7:30 in the morning. The truck will be here in about a half an hour. we're just doing some last minute things that we need to do. Levi is going to put a little strip of wood here on our form boards to give us a little, what's it called? A sheeting edge. And that'll allow for our siding to kind of sit right there and not
It just
guess I don't really know.
Yeah, it just gives it like a space for the sheeting to drop down so that water can't get underneath and then up into your building.
Okay, so it gives a spot for the sheeting or siding to sit, so that it doesn't allow any water to come back up into the building. We have just a couple of things left to do. We have to move Levi's truck and move our utility or car trailer aside. And we also have a form that we built for any extra concrete, and that's basically just a 30 by 30 frame that we built for the extra concrete to go into, and that'll be like just a concrete pad for either an air conditioner or anything down the road. So here is that form that we made, and it still has our concrete from the first pour in it, which we're gonna take off so that we can do a second one if we have extra concrete. Nothing special about it, just a 30 by 30 concrete pad, and it probably will come in handy.
Watch this! first started driving mixer, I was talking to an old concrete finisher. Asking him how much money you can make. Those guys can make pretty good money.
Yeah.
And he stops what he's doing. He turns around and looks at me and he goes, "You just stay right where you're at. You're on the right side of this business."
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well guys, it looks like the bowl float is doing a much better job this time after Levi straightened it out. That's so cool. This is the section of concrete that will be most visible inside the barn. So we really wanted this part to be really nice. All right. Well, pour number 2 is done, and it is gorgeous.
It's perfect.
It turned out so nice, and we added a little personal touch here. Our handprints and rider's paw prints there, but this turned out so much better. We are very happy. So that's it for this pour, and then Monday we'll do the last section, and then we can start building the barn.
Yep, we just gotta set up all the rebar, pull the forms on the inside down, tie our rebar, put our chairs in there, and then we'll probably only take 2 hours and then that'll be done. We're good now.
Oh, all right.
Thanks guys.
All right, so I know I said that we were done, but remember how I said we built a form, 3x3 form for like air conditioners or whatever? Yeah, well, we forgot about it, and it does not look good. There is no hope for that. That was our first one that we did on Wednesday. That one looks okay. This one, yeah. Maybe we can sand it down or something, grind it. But oh well. The important thing looks good. All right, it's Monday, and that means today is our last day of concrete. We are very happy about that because it's been a lot of work. It's been fun, and I've learned a lot.
It does make you appreciate how hard doing concrete is.
Yeah. So the concrete should be here in about 20 minutes.
Yeah, 25
minutes. And we are all set this morning. We made sure we had everything prepped. We had the whole weekend to work on it. So what we didn't show you on camera was tying the rebar, getting the chairs in there, and just taping up the edge of the concrete to make sure we don't get new concrete onto it.
Here's our sonotubes, rebar tied into them. Turned out really well. I mean, half of our pad's done, but
and you can
still curing.
You can see, I mean, we'll show you, but you can see like the difference in the two pads.
It's still curing.
It's still curing, but it's fine.
Yeah, we did it, and
yeah.
we appreciate it. And it's flat, and that's the whole main purpose.
And it's strong. It'll hold.
And it's strong.
Hold our barn up.
Yeah, and that's the whole point of it. So.
Yeah.
But cool. So we'll get set up. We got to get our come-alongs and our bull float and our screed board, and then we're ready. Everything's braced up, and
we did make another form since we ruined the second one we did, and this one we made a little bit bigger, and that will be for the door at the back of the barn, so that we have somewhere to go. the big door will open up right to the driveway. But yeah, we're happy you guys are here, and we're gonna
do some stretching.
do some stretching.
Oh yeah, that looks better.
Yeah.
Bowl float's done. Just have to hit it with the trowels.
Struggle for real. Morning. Well, we rented a saw. It's called a soft cut saw. We'll show you guys. We're gonna cut some relief lines in the concrete, and we got it for the day here, and it decided to start raining. It was supposed to rain at noon, and of course it's raining at 8 o'clock. So we're gonna try to just kick it in high gear and see if we can get some lines popped on this concrete. Hopefully it'll dry enough where we can do that, and then strip all these form boards off and actually see the whole pad in one shot. So it's gonna be pretty cool. So let's just get going. All right, last stake. All right.
Let's hope this goes well.
Might have to do some digging.
Pretty big rocks. Come here. Ooh, that looks pretty.
Let's just set it down. Dang!
That looks nice. Looks pretty good for...
Couple of amateurs.
All right, we're gonna keep taking all the forms off and we'll show you the finished product. Hey, okay, so we got the forms off and it looks pretty good. You can definitely see the difference in the 3 different pours, but we expected that. Do have to say that yesterday's pour was the hardest pour. The concrete had obviously much less water, and we're also having some issues just with how it looks. Like, it's no big deal, it'll be covered, but you can see that there's some voids down there. The concrete was so thick and we were having such a hard time pushing it around, and it kind of looks like that in a lot of spaces. Some spots look really nice and some do not, but overall We are extremely happy. It's so exciting to see this without the forms on. You can see our little edge here that Levi put on so that our siding can sit right on there. On this side, actually, this is where the Connex doors will open. So we're not going to have siding back here. But we will around. And then you can see here, this is that metal plate that Levi had, or that we put into the concrete. And then that is what we will weld the feet of the Connexes onto down the road if we feel like we need to. Just added assurance that things won't move around. Hi, you gonna check out the concrete? Huh? Is it cool? Yeah? Oh, doggy footprints. It's done.
Done. It looks absolutely beautiful.
For two amateurs.
Some amateurs trying to, but we are so happy.
Yeah.
The wet saw, what's it called?
No, it's just a soft saw.
Soft saw. The soft saw worked phenomenal. It was so easy to use once we figured out how to use it. Thank you, YouTube. And the lines turned out sweet, and it looks really nice.
Yep. So next, we may put a sealer on it. We haven't decided yet, just to help protect it, because it will eventually be a shop. But
next we're waiting for our Connexes, and that'll be a cool project to get the barn started.
All right. Well, that's it for this one.
We'll see you on the next one.
Yeah.